Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about the Bumblebee movie. That's right, this is the first spin-off film for the Transformers franchise. They had 5 movies already, and now they have a spin-off since 2007. So it's been over 10 years since the first Transformers movie. It's been that long, hey? It's felt like they've been around longer. But look, I enjoyed that first Transformers movie that came out in 2007. I remember being in the theaters. I saw it with my two brothers, one of the girlfriends, and my parents came along too. And I think for the most part, most of us enjoyed it. My dad, I remember, was the only one that didn't enjoy it back then. But he likes them because they allow him to fall to sleep. So he likes them on that level. With me, I started hating them more and more as each one came along. You know, I enjoyed that first one. It was a nice little introduction to this world, to these characters. But then each one just became worse and worse. With that being said, what did I think of Bumblebee? I am happy to report that Bumblebee is a really nice change of pace in this franchise. Getting to see the character of Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee, out of all the Transformers, is one that stands out. I think even when the movie is bad, he's one of the more likable things about those movies. So I guess it would make sense to make a movie surrounding that character. I think he works really well. Even when he doesn't speak, and I will say we do get him speaking in this movie. If you haven't heard, Dylan O'Brien does the voice of Bumblebee in this movie. That's all I'll say. I don't want to ruin anything, but if you know how Bumblebee ends up in the other Transformers movies, you know that he's going to eventually lose his voice. I really like the relationship between him and the girl, Haley Steinfeld. I thought both of them had a really nice chemistry together, right? So, and I guess a lot of this has to be given credit to Haley Steinfeld because she does pull most of the weight in this movie. You'd think that someone like John Cena would pull it, because he's the big action type, right? But no, it's actually this teenage girl who I thought did a really great job at making us care about this relationship between this girl and a robot. It was like how Travis Knight was saying that he was going to make this movie. It was kind of like an Iron Giant type of story. And I think that's where a lot of the charm lies. Unlike previous Transformers movies, where a lot of the human characters are forgettable, I feel like the human characters in this movie are actually a lot more likable. Even John Cena's character, who's kind of a dick in this movie, for the most part, I think by the end of it, you actually do see, okay, maybe he's not as bad as he makes himself out to be. I even thought the designs of the Transformers in this movie was so much easier on the eyes than the Transformers of the past. I always feel like when you watch the Michael Bay Transformers films, he tries to overcomplicate the designs that it is hard to tell a lot of the Transformers apart. Where in this movie, there's only 3 Transformers in this movie. Two Decepticons and one main character, Bumblebee. You get a couple of others, but I'm not going to spoil who or where. But I will say that the movie primarily has 3 main characters, or 3 main Transformers characters. And they're really nice to look at. Like, they're fully distinct in their own ways. And I'm not just talking about the vehicles that they transform into. When they transform into the robotic look, they're, Autobots or Decepticon looks. They look distinct enough that you can say, okay, that's that character, and that's that character, and the colors pop up more, which is something that I really appreciated in this movie. I'm also happy that the movie doesn't try to overcomplicate the story, because that's something the Transformers movies directed by Michael Bay tried to do. They tried to be this overly complex film, which it feels like they don't even realize you're not being overly complex, you're being stupid, and you're not making us care for the characters in that movie. There are moments I actually cared what was going on in this Bumblebee movie, that I thought, man, I want this girl and her car to like stick together forever. So will they? Won't they? That's for you guys to find out and watch and have a good time with. I'm sure they want to make more Bumblebee sequels, so we'll see how that all turns out. It all depends on the box office. But as a one-shot film, I really thought this was a really great film, and I think Travis Knight deserves a lot of the credit, because you can feel that there is a difference between this movie and the Transformers movies of the past. Not just the look of it, but the feel of it as well. There's a really nice, heartwarming tale in here that I really appreciated and really enjoyed. I thought the humor didn't rely on this like stupid humor that Michael Bay is known for, and Travis Knight didn't treat any of the women like sex objects, which I think will also be much appreciated, because you don't need to rely on a girl's butt being the focus on the screen. You just make a good character and you'll have a good movie. And that's what this movie does really well. And I think people should support this movie and let Paramount know that, hey, we don't want no more of that Michael Bay trash films. We want more of this film, a competent movie that doesn't rely on stupid poop humor or treating women disrespectfully or racist jokes that are going on. We want more movies like this, which actually respects everybody and treats every character like a person. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys comment below and share your thoughts on the Bumblebee movie. I hope people go and support this one. I know this December is really crowded. We got Bumblebee coming up, and I've seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I hope does well too, as well as Aquaman coming out very soon. I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I hope all these movies do well. But I know Bumblebee probably has the biggest battle to fight because of what came before it. And so I hope we can find a way to manage and give each of these films some equal footing. So with that being said, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. This was my highest rated Transformers film. I think the original one I would give a 7 out of 10 to. And then it goes from maybe 6 to 5, maybe the lowest being 4 or 3. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.